Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, we'll be discussing the concept of inventory taking when it comes to the chapter inventory valuation or inventories. Now when we speak about inventory taking, we basically talk about the calculation of closing stock, or rather what happens at the end of every financial year. So at the end of every financial year, we have a situation whereby the stock, or rather the closing stock, has to be valued. It has to be calculated in terms of how many units do we have, what is the value of that unit, and what is the rate per unit that we have. That means cost of goods sold exactly. So the formula that we had, opening stock at purchases less closing stock, or rather less cost of goods sold, will give you the value of closing stock. That is supposed to be figured out here. So when we speak about this specific formula, that is opening stock at purchases less cost of goods sold, that will give you closing stock. So whenever such situation comes up, this is basically referred to inventory taking. Inventory taking is basically stock calculation. So whenever such thing happens, the organization needs to either shut down completely. That means there is a complete year end, or rather when it comes to year end, you have to shut down your operations completely. That will be as per the periodic and perpetual methods. So periodic method, perpetual method that we're using, we need to calculate that physical calculation has to happen if it is a small organization. If it is a big organization, yes, closing or shutting down the operations for a day can be a little dicey, or rather can be a little loss making. However, there are certain different ways whereby without shutting the operations, you can also keep the simultaneous work of stock taking or inventory taking continue. Now, when this happens, this usually either happens on 31st of December. This usually either happens on 31st of March. December, when it happens, or rather whenever it happens in December, the year pattern comes here as from Jan to December. If it is happening on 31st of March, that means it's either from April to March. That's the year calculation that we are taking into consideration. Now, the next thing that you need to figure out is that it is not necessary, it is not absolutely necessary to have those dates only as stock valuation or stock calculation. You can do it a week prior to 31st March and 31st December, or a week later after 31st December and 31st March. It is absolutely at the discretion of the company how they want to make it. So there are certain holidays, there are public holidays, in that basis itself they can go ahead and make the valuations there and there as well. However, it is completely at the discretion of this. So this topic is very simple to understand. This is just the different kinds of methods that we are using when it comes to preparation of, or rather calculation of, inventory valuation. So there is nothing more to explain in this. It is just the topic that we had to discuss, that inventory taking is basically calculation of inventory at the end of financial year. Now, there are certain illustrations that will be related to this specific topic that we'll be understanding in the next video. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be doing certain illustrations related to inventory taking problems, and then you will understand how exactly the inventory calculation happens as per different methods, or as per the methods that has been prescribed to us. That means the periodical and perpetual system. So using that methods, we have already learned how LIFO, FIFO, weighted average, simple average method works. Now there are certain other methods as well that we have. So we'll be able to understand that thing in the next few videos. So this is all that we have when it comes to inventory taking or inventory valuation. I hope by far you have understood how inventories are calculated, how the LIFO, FIFO and weighted average system works, how the balances is supposed to be figured out, how the calculation is done. So that's it for this specific video. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and keep subscribing to Ekeeda.